It was a rainy afternoon when I first met Hazel. She was standing under a tree, trying to shield herself from the downpour. I offered her my umbrella, and that simple act of kindness changed my life forever. Hazel had the brightest eyes, filled with warmth and curiosity. We struck up a conversation, and before long, we were laughing like old friends. There was something magnetic about her, something that made me feel like I had known her forever. Over the next few weeks, we saw each other often. Coffee dates, long walks, and endless conversations drew us closer. Every moment with Hazel felt effortless, and it wasn't long before I realized I was falling for her. But as we grew closer, I began to notice the tension in her eyes whenever her family came up. One day, she confessed that her parents had very strict views about whom she should date. Her family came from a conservative background, and I didn't fit the mold they had in mind for Hazel's future partner. "They want someone from the same community," she said quietly, her eyes filled with worry. I told her that I didn't care about the obstacles. What mattered was how we felt about each other. Hazel smiled softly, but I could see the uncertainty lingering in her heart. The first time I met her family, things didn't go well. Her father barely spoke to me, and her mother eyed me with suspicion. It was clear that I wasn't welcome. Despite the cold reception, Hazel and I continued to see each other. We were determined to make it work, even though her family was against us. Each meeting felt like we were sneaking around, afraid of getting caught. One evening, Hazel's father found out about one of our secret meetings. He was furious, and Hazel was grounded for weeks. It felt like the world was against us. I tried to reach out to her parents, explaining how much I cared for Hazel, but they wouldn't listen. "You don't belong in her life," her father told me bluntly. Days turned into weeks, and it seemed like there was no way forward. But Hazel and I refused to give up. We knew what we had was special, and we weren't willing to let anyone take that away from us. One evening, Hazel showed up at my door, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know what to do," she whispered. "They're never going to accept us." I held her close, reassuring her that no matter what happened, we would find a way. "Love isn't supposed to be easy," I told her, "but it's worth fighting for." Eventually, Hazel's parents realized that no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't break us apart. We were stronger together, and we weren't willing to give up on each other. Hazel's mother was the first to soften. She saw how happy we made each other, and one day, she approached me with a cautious smile. "I see how much she cares for you," she said quietly. Her father was more stubborn. It took months of persistence, countless conversations, and the unwavering support of Hazel's mother for him to finally come around. "I may not fully understand this," her father said one evening, "but if Hazel believes in you, I won't stand in the way." It was the closest thing to approval I could have hoped for. Hazel and I were overjoyed. It felt like a weight had been lifted, and for the first time, we could be together without fear or secrecy. We spent the next few months planning our future. Her family slowly warmed up to the idea, and by the time we decided to make it official, they were there, standing by our side. On the day we got married, I saw Hazel's father smile for the first time. It had been a long and difficult journey, but love had triumphed. Hazel and I were finally united, with her family's blessing.